Hello guys, so today in this video we are going to discuss about linked list in JavaScript. Okay, so first let me give you a brief introduction about what is linked list. Linked list is a kind of data structure which allows us to store our data in a discrete manner. What we can say, it's just not a continuous memory location like that of array, but it just stores our data in a discrete manner in a heap. Okay, though I don't know whether we can implement that heap stuff or not in JavaScript, but this is a entire concept because in linked list we store basically our data in a heap. Okay, unlike that of array. Okay, so what's the basic concept of linked list is, um, like here we are having our data first. Let's say this is our node. Okay, and this node, in this node, first part will be our data, and the next part will be our address to the next node. Okay, so like this is our data, let's say, and this is our next node, and this is going to point to the next node. Okay, so not, this is not the next node, this is the next kind of a pointer which we use in C. So this is our next pointer, and this is going to point to the next node. Okay, again this is again a pointer which is again going to point to the next node. Okay, but here we are getting null because there are not any further elements after this particular node. Okay, there are no further, no, sorry, they are not uh, there are there are no nodes after this particular node. That's why we are using null in this last node. Okay, that's what I sometimes stammer a little, so just sorry for that. So yeah, so this is our, and every time we are going to have our first node. Okay, so what the algorithm is, so let's discuss the algorithm. So algorithm is simple. Like we are going to have our first node, one pointer called first node, and there's another pointer called last node. Okay, so last node will just maintain whatever last node we are going to have. Okay, like if you're going to first add our first node, then we are going to update that last node to our first node, and then we are going to add our second node, and again we are going to update our last node to this second node particularly. I know this is sound confusing if you don't know anything about linked list, but when I'm going to write down the code, then you will know that what I'm trying to say. Okay, so this is a brief introduction about linked list. In this video, I'm not particularly discussing about linked list, but just showing you code that how we can implement that in JavaScript, because so far you have already learned that in C or C++. So this is particular new video for like how we can use linked list in JavaScript. Okay, because in JavaScript we don't have any pointers, so we are going to have some hack for implementing the same. Okay, so let's head on to our Visual Studio Code, and you can use any code editor, but my personal favorite is obviously Visual Studio Code. Okay, so it's just personal preference. So first we are just going to create a simple node class. Okay, so what that is, we are just going to create this node class, and this is simple node class, and here we are just going to keep a constructor in there, and we are just going to store our two data. Well, store the two parts of our node, like one is data and one is next pointer. Okay, so first we are going to have this dot data is equal to null, and not this one, and this dot next pointer, this is also going to be null. So here, as we don't have any access to null, so we are going to use references for doing the same. Okay, we are not going to use pointer because we don't have pointer in JavaScript. So here we are going to use references. Okay, just like here. So first we need to create two instance of this particular class. Okay, so just like let, this is our first node, which is just going to use something like this. Okay, and again we are going to have our last node, which is going to look something like this. Okay, so these are two pointers basically, which we call pointer in C, but here we don't have any pointer, so we are using here first something like instance of a particular class. Okay, um, So it basically behaves under the hood same as pointer, but not that efficient like pointer has. So you can't complain because it's a JavaScript, okay? It's not C. So so this is our first and last. So let's make a data set of array which we are so our job is to put all those data in our linked list, okay? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 9. Okay, so yeah, we are having a data set of like 1 2 3 5 7 9, simple. And we are just what we're going to do, our all we are going to put all this data set, whatever data we have in this array, in our linked list, okay? That's the simple job we are going to do here. Okay, so first thing first we need to add our first element in that particular node, like whatever we are going to have. In this case we are having one, so just we are going to add this one in this particular node in the first, and then we are going to update our this last node to this first. Okay, so just see how we are going to do that. uh, so first we are just going to use like first dot data. This data is coming from this one. First dot data is equal to data set bracket 0. So why means we are just storing the first element of this first node, okay? Nothing else, okay? And then as we know, like first dot next will go null because for now we are just not having any element in the next node. So yeah, um, so next we are going to update our last pointer which we are having here, last pointer to this first, because now our last pointer is first and first is first, so this is only first and last element we can say in our linked list. So we are just going to update this last as first. So next thing how we are going to tackle other elements is something like using for loop. uh, for loop, not like that. Where my auto completion is not kicking in. Yeah, now it is kicking in. So yeah, for I we can have some like that. Oops, sorry. Yeah, for I, next we are going to have our data set, DACT data set. So this is it. So here we are not going to use 0, we are going to use 1. Why? Because we have already added our first element in this particular thing. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we are going to repeat this particular step in this particular loop. Okay, this is step. Okay, so next what we are going to do, we are going to make a temporary pointer or reference, whatever you can say, new node, and then we can add some data in that particular thing. Okay, so like we can add like temp dot data is equal to data set in bracket I, and temp dot next as usual null. And then what we're going to do, we are just going to uh, reference our last pointer, whatever we are using here. This is our last pointer. In this next we are going to add this particular reference. Okay, like what we are having in last pointer till now, it is having this. Okay, and this first we are having, we gives us next. In that next we are currently having null. So what we're going to add in this dot next, we are going to have this temporary reference. Okay, so we can link them together. Okay, that's the simple concept we are using here. So last dot next is equal to temp. Now we are going to update again our last pointer to this temporary pointer. Okay, so that we can again have our next and something like this, and we are going to loop it over. Okay, so just last dot last, we are going to update it as temp. So last pointer we are going to update it as temp pointer, and that's it pretty much. Yeah, so now we are done with our code. Next we are going to take down over like how we are going to print this particular linked list, so that we can know that whether my code is working or not. Okay, what is happening here? I have to clear this down. So yeah, let me run this code again. Yeah, now it is not giving me any error. So next we are going to tackle that how to display this linked list. So for displaying, I'm going to show you two two particular ways. One is recursive method and one is normal looping method. So first, let's head on to looping method, and then we are going to discuss about recursive method. Okay, so let's display linked list with um, looping method. Okay, so here what we are going to do, while first or any data point you can take, like here we are going to use stay first, so this one, and then we are what we're going to do, this first is equal to while first not while first is there, sorry, while first is there, we are going to just point first dot, sorry, we are just going to log this one, console dot log first dot data. Okay, and then we are just going to assign this first with the next. Okay, so first assign first dot next. Hope you got that what I'm trying to do here. So first we are going to add this first thing in there, and then we are just going to assign whatever we are going to have any this assigned to the next node of particular. Okay, it's like too simple. We can now run this our application. It is not running. Maybe we are going to add here first, or maybe I haven't saved this one, that's right. Yeah, now we're going to have all the elements you can see here. Okay, so this is a first method for looping method. Next we are going to use recursive method. So just we are going to borrow some line in there and just paste it in there with recursive method. And this is ridiculously simple to do that in recursive method, much more than looping method. So so just we make a function in there and say print linked list recursive. Okay, um, and here we are going to pass some node, and what this is going to do, first it will check if node is there. First this thing is there, like we are doing in this loop. First we are going to check this thing. So here we are going to use this first node. If node is present, then we are going to proceed further. If node is there, then we are going to print that particular data of that particular node dot data. Next what we are going to do, we are again going to this thing, and just again going to put that particular node in this one. Okay, so just we are going to put node dot next. So again it is going to put this next thing in there again, if that is present, and if it's sometimes got null, then it is going to come out of this particular thing uh, and just terminates. Okay, so this is a basic thing. So but this the problem with this recursive thing is like it uses memory in heap, sorry, in stack. So that's not a good thing. So we want our memory in the heap, so maybe we basically use loops for linked list. Okay, so that's like I think it's the most optimum approach while making programs for linked list. Okay, but you can have for practice of recursion and all, then you can use uh, recursive method also for practicing stuff. So now we are just going to print our linked list, print linked list, and then we are going to add our first node. Okay, by having the first node, it's going to get all the node possible in this particular list. Okay, so just run this application again. Now you can see all the elements are displaying here. It's a recursive method. Okay, so again one thing is like if you want to reverse this linked list using recursion, it's ridiculously simple. If you are going to put this thing on top of this console.log, and then we just print this one, it is going to print recursively. You can then see here 9 8 and all those things. It's just too simple because uh, just comment out if you want to see this track trace, like how to try trace recursive problems. Then I'm going to make a separate video on tracing recursive algorithms. Okay, so That's it for this video. If you like this video, do hit a like and subscribe to video channel. In case if you have any suggestions for like particular video, then please do let me know. And you can just follow me on Instagram also. There I'm quite active nowadays. So thank you.